moving from things going on in the south to things here in West Texas, we're seeing some very comfortable conditions. We're still in the 80s for a couple of people, generally in the 70s for everybody else. 79 degrees down here in Menard and Junction, still 80 flat here in San Angelo, but even down to 75 over here in Breckenridge and Eastland. But as we continue into tonight, we're still going to see some pretty comfortable lows above average again in the 60s. See 68 here in San Angelo as well as in Paint Rock, 66 over here in Big Spring and Colorado City, 68 as well in Abilene. The coolest places I'm seeing are Garden City, Midland, and Menard down here at 64 degrees, but still a comfortable night nonetheless for everybody. As we get over these next couple of days, we're still going to see some hot temperatures, with tomorrow being the hottest day of the week. We'll see at 93 degrees. We'll have a cold front come through with the incoming low pressure system for the weekend. It'll drop us down into the upper 80s on Saturday and Sunday, but it seems like we'll be back in the 90s by the time we get to the beginning of next week. Now, with tomorrow, we are still going to be seeing that fire weather risk through the area. It's gone up to a red flag warning. It got updated to that today. We're still going to be seeing strong winds and extremely low humidity, and of course put that all on top of the ongoing drought that we've been having. But again, I showed you our drought conditions are actually slightly improving. So here's a look at those very strong wind gusts. You see up to 35 miles per hour even in the morning time before that alert gets issued at noon, and will be lasting until about 9 p.m. We're still going to be seeing those gusts into that time period. And then again, that extremely low humidity. You see we start in the teens and 20s, and as we continue through the day, it just drops in this entire area as a drier air mass works its way in, single digits up here in the Big Country, as low as 3% here in Snyder and Roby. So that's going to be extremely dry. But here's a look at your relative humidity right now. This is the dry line that's been moving back and forth through our area, bringing us a mix of drier and wetter conditions. So it's going to do that same thing like it did today, but tomorrow that dry line is going to fall steady right in the middle of West Texas, splitting us in half between this drier air mass and this wetter one. So on this drier side, of course, that is where the fire weather conditions are going to be happening. And you can see all of these counties where that red flag warning is actually in effect. And then we have this eastern side that's going to be more susceptible to the low pressure system. There are some very, very light rain chances, but it's looking like the atmosphere is not going to be conducive to that much so. Now, as we get into Saturday morning, we are going to have a cold front that finally appears and swings its way down into Texas. It'll be a fairly weak front, which is why I showed you those temperatures won't be dropping very far, but it is going to bring some light rain chances for the southern Concho Valley, especially along the I-10 corridor, along with the rest of eastern Texas. Now, the front is going to move very slow once it gets this far down. It's going to get around here towards the I-10 corridor, and it'll actually turn into a warm front in those overnight hours as this warm Gulf air takes over during the nighttime, and this warm front starts making its way north, creating showers behind it. So it'll start in the Concho Valley in the morning and could continue through the rest of the area as we get through Sunday as a whole, with the stronger storms possibly happening during the afternoon and the evening. We're not really sure if anything severe is going to be coming up, but the Storm Prediction Center is going to be releasing their Day 3 outlook, which will include Sunday tomorrow. So we'll have a better idea as to whether we have a chance of seeing that severe weather. So wrapping up with your 7-day forecast, really Sunday is going to be our big day for those rain chances. Temperatures again dropping down as we get into the weekend. But as we start next week, those rain chances could continue into Monday along with those winds, and we may even see some more stormy weather as we get halfway through next week.